This is awesome. Stockton has come a long way. Oh, my. When we went to the Final Four, I think we got a stick of gum on our pillow when we went to bed at night. You know? I went to the Final Four with my son, and they got iPods, and they get a videotape of everything they've done that whole week. And I don't know what we got, D. Was there anything else we got? I had to pay for a T-shirt. We had to pay for a T-shirt. None of us had any money, so we're going, oh, I got $12. What do you got? So anyway, friends, family, distinguished guests, it's an honor that you've put us in the Hall of Fame 1986-87 team. Richard Stockton. How do we get there? That's the question. How do we get there? First, it's the coaches. So I want to say some things about the coaches, but we have two gentlemen tonight that would also like to say some things about the coaches. But if we could have Ray McGee and David Smith come on up with me, I sure would appreciate it. Coach Roy Heck. Roy, can you stand up? Roy's the only 50-year-old that can still dunk, I think of. Roy had a lot of energy, a lot of passion for the game. He was a great guy. He was our age, so we could really talk to him about what was going on in life, classes, whatever we wanted to talk about, Roy would be there. So thanks, Roy. Roy, I know you drew up all those plays for my big three-pointers, right? That was you? Thank you. Secondly, Chris Crowley. Chris, can you stand up, please? Chris was a student of the game. He was a great listener. He would listen to you, he'd sit there, and he wouldn't tell you necessarily what to do, but he'd actually listen to what you're seeing out in the court, and he would try to implement it to the coach. So, and we give a lot of props to Chris, and we really appreciate all your help, Chris, so thank you. Now, Coach Jerry Matthews, a.k.a. the Beeve. Now, the Beeve is said with all due respect, Coach. You know that, right? It was with love and passion. So if you're looking for who named him the Beeve, you were looking at him. So, it comes from the old sitcom Leave It to Beaver in the 1950s, and the star was Jerry Mathers. So it was close enough. So, Coach, that's how the name was started. So, but Coach he was very disciplined. He was well prepared for every situation. Remember, D, we were talking on the phone? If there was something, the play was coming down the last 3 seconds, he would have something designed and knew exactly what you had to do. No confusion. He was a disciplinarian. All of us, we came into a rough season. My freshman year, Donald's sophomore year, Dave's sophomore year, Ray. The coaching staff was a little bit disorganized. So we would roll the balls out and say good luck. And we always had talent here. You look at the guys we had, Jay Phillips, Kevin Brooks back there, one of the best players Stockton's ever seen. And they couldn't get it done. But if Coach was here, I think that would have happened because there was some great players at my freshman year. And Coach was a motivator. He would yell with sometimes colorful language. I won't repeat the words, but sometimes. But the key was if he stopped yelling at you, he did not care because you were not helping his team. So I want to thank Coach for yelling at me all the time and some others. So thank you. I have some other comments about how the team get together, but I know Ray McGee and David Smith would like to say a couple words about the coach. So hold on tight. Dave?
Let me tilt this down a little bit. Hey, it's just an honor to be here. I want to thank the coaching staff, but the players that were here when I was here, unbelievable, man. What a journey that we had. I came here with Donald as a freshman. Donald and I and James Sherrod, I believe, were the only 3 guys that spent 4 years on that team together. And I just want to say thanks to you guys, man. I mean, it's great. But this is off the top of my head. Coach Matthews was really a father figure to me. before he got here, I had been under 3 different coaches before Jerry got here. And like Pat said, total chaos. The best talent that the conference has ever seen, but could never put it together. But as soon as Jerry came in, my junior year, that was a tough season for us. We ended up in the ECAC, I believe, and we ended up playing 2 games, 1 game in the ECAC. But the senior year season was the season of memories, man. I can remember that team there. We were 5-5 at one point of that season, Jerry. I mean, and we end up in the Final Four running off almost 18 straight. So, 17. He knows it all. 6-6. Wow. But I just want to thank the coaching staff. I just got to say thank you to Larry James and Dr. Ferris King for making this all happen, man. I mean, without them, I mean, they planted the seeds here, and, you know, what a great success and what a great run. But I just want to thank everybody for coming. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank God for getting us all here safe, and I'd like to thank my family and friends for also coming to share this moment with all of us, and the Stockton family as well. Coach Matthews, I love you, man. I love you. Me and Coach had our battles, ups and downs, but, you know, he believed in me when I really didn't believe in myself. Like, I thought I knew it all. I knew I had talent. He would always tell me, it's not about you, Ray, it's about the team. And, you know, I'm forever grateful for that. Coach Matthews is like a father figure to me. He would always say, it's not about you, Raymond, it's about the team. And thank God he stuck with his philosophy, because he took us to heights and places that we didn't think that we would be able to go. My dad wasn't around, so he sort of took that role for me, you know, and for that, I'm forever grateful, you know. Thanks, Coach. I love you. But I'm not going to waste too much of the time. Again, I'm sorry, the team, players. It's good to see you guys. Brings back a lot of good memories, man. A lot of good memories. I guess that's all I have. That's all I have.
Stay up here. Stay up here in case I miss something. Stay up here in case I miss something. Okay. Well, thanks, Ray and Dave. These 2 gentlemen were outstanding players, and they were great friends. So God bless both of you. So thanks. You know, you look at a team and you say, well, how did you really come together? I mean, we started out, heard it from Dave, we were 5-5, 6-6. Beginning of the year, we didn't know what was going on. We're looking at each other, blaming each other. I think the turning point, when I thought about it, I said, you know, over Christmas, all the basketball team comes down here 2 days after Christmas, and there's nobody here. Nobody. And back in the day, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have computers, we didn't have iPods, we had nothing. We had a 13-inch TV that maybe got 5 channels. I mean, that was it. You know, most of us had a part-time job. I remember Donald always coming over to my apartment because he worked at McDonald's. He'd bring burgers back, and we'd have a couple of Yoo-hoos and have a good time, right, Dee? But that was it. I mean, we bonded. We had each other. We hung out together. We played basketball together. We did everything. We told our problems to each other because nobody else cared. And that was it. And we would play a game over the break, and there was probably 15 people in the stands. So it's hard to get jacked up when you're playing in front of, you know, the water cooler guy, and that's about it. So, but it was a heck of a run, 17 games. But we had to go through the NJAC. I hear it called NJAC now. I was trying to figure out what that meant, but that means the NJAC. And NJC back then, it was a tough tough league. There's a lot of Division I players that were playing in that league that may have not liked that Division I school they were playing, so they dropped down Division III. They didn't drop down Division II. They came down to Division III. And we had Division I players. And you're probably looking at two of them right behind me. It wasn't me, that's for sure. So we had this fabulous, fabulous run. So when you think about it, what does it take to get into the NCAAs? There's over 400 schools in Division III basketball, 400. And we were number 32 teams made it. That's it. Today, I think there's what, Coach? 65, 60, 61 or 2. So you don't necessarily have to win your conference. You had to win the conference and then win the tournament at the end in order to qualify. And we qualified, 32 teams. And we went through a gauntlet. We went down to Roanoke, played 2 tough teams, and we won. So then we get to the Elite Eight. The Elite Eight is played in an interesting place. It's called the Nest, which I like to call it, but maybe it's not official. But it's up in I-Wing, that little building up there, the little 1,200 square foot arena. Let me tell you something. That place got loud, very loud. And when teams came in there, they were intimidated. I think that was part of the success we had was you had people in the rafters. And I think Chris Crowley told me that he knew somebody, a coach that came in there that's coaching Division I and Big Ten at LaSalle. He's never heard a more loud arena in his life because the fans were so close to you. And I know some of the fans would talk a little smack to our opposing team, maybe intimidate them a little bit. And they would encourage us. The fans were awesome, and that was what really got us through. So when we won that game against Widener in overtime, we were hurt, we were beat up, George got hurt. We're all looking at each other going, oh, what's going to happen here? But we pulled together. Donald made some key foul shots. Dave made a great shot. We pulled it out of will. So we got the nod to go out to Michigan, and we got our stick of gum. Do you remember that? Stick of gum?
I remember our meal money.
Yes. What was our meal money?
Like $8.
Our meal money was $8 a day. Not a meal a day. And our road trips were $3.50 or $3.25 to go up to Ramapo, 3.5 hours away, and stop at McDonald's. I had enough McDonald's. I never eat McDonald's ever again. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with a lot of the details of that experience again, but in closing, we had great guys. We had a great team, great memories, and we were very successful. So God bless you. Thanks for listening to us. Have a nice day.
Good job, man.